Hello, everyone. I'm CP Bellos, and welcome to Virtual Writer. On today's, we're going to continue our story that we started a couple weeks back. If it'll let me. Here we go. Sorry, been having some battles with tech lately. So, as I said, last week we started getting a little bit more into it. Um, they just we got to the part where the third person's actually just came in there. They just met the third person, and the possible love interest. So again, this is like totally too cold. I probably really should um, have a plan for this, but I kind of want to show that's the whole point. I want to show like the actual writing, like what you do. So I think next week I'm going to start being a little more prepared for it. You guys have seen me coming in. It's cold now a couple of times now, so I'll be next week. I'll come in here. We'll have a game plan. Won't be so much a discovery, but we'll see how it goes. It's like so it's like okay. So just catching up and instead going back, reading a little bit. Let's say one thing I haven't talked about in here is having a playlist. A lot of times when writing, I find it's easy to have a playlist playing. Like you go on YouTube or our own CDs we have saved in the computer, we bought from Amazon, wherever. We can play them like headphones, like an MP3 player. And certain music just speaks to us. We can. Some of us need absolute quiet to work. Others need can work under any condition. Some of us need music. So whatever works. It kind of depends on the different moods. At least for me. So it's like, since this is kind of a romance, okay, kind of want to get like a romantic feel. There are plenty of ambiance videos on YouTube, um, plenty of 80s and 90s songs, things like that. Current songs out there. Like if you could always just make a playlist and just play while we're writing, just have fun. It's like this is basically us playing as adults. It's what writing is. It's like playing all those things in the backyard with GI Joes, Barbies, He Man, whatever we play with as children. Boy, girl, whatever, doesn't matter. Whatever we play with, that helped us develop our minds to create worlds, to create stories. That and reading and watching better shows and movies, we all kind of know how to tell a story. It's just the problem is, how do we tell a story? That's the hardest thing to work out because we always have it up here, but everyone always has the same problem. It's going from up here to typing it out is always the issue. There you go. It's always the issue. Because there's always a break. It sounds great up here, but when we type it, it doesn't sound the same, or we don't write it the same, or we maybe want to tweak it a little bit. It doesn't come out the same, then we can't remember what it was and what to say. It's a whole varied writer's mind problems. We're always trying to find the right way to say something, and that's where editing comes in. Like, so when we first write something, it's good just throw it out there, and we can fix up in editing. We can tighten it up, read through it again, rewrite it, whatever we're going to do. They're all great tools. We each have to find our own path on it. But yeah, so that's it. Playlists are a good thing to have. On this one, not doing a playlist because I really don't. Usually, I know what I want to hear, and I'll know if I hear it. This one I call me because again, I'm doing this maybe once a week. So yeah, it's a little cool there. It's like okay, excuse me. So last week they were our two friends here. Now we're interested in it. Jen and Becky were together. I think we're sitting there. I forget if they're roommates. I have to double check that. But they're sitting there. It's like they ordered some food, and the later person, love interest, is bringing the food there. So I just met him. Got a little bit into the two characters. So it's like, and of course, he came in there like like for a lot of people, pets, animals are the gateway to hearts. Doesn't matter, guy, girl, whatever. It doesn't matter. We all love animals. And most of us love animals. Those that do, they're great gateway to our hearts. They're great icebreakers. So we kind of threw that in there because why not? So he has his dog with him, which is kind of funny when you bring a dog with him delivering food because not many dogs will let the food go unmolested. Just saying. It's just the dog will do what a dog does. And so it's like, well, Janet and and Shane, I believe. Sorry, got to yeah, Shane, are kind of hitting it off a little bit. Becky's sitting there kind of watching it. She's like, okay, they're picking up on this. All right, there's something brewing here. Okay, what can I do? So it's like, so this is where we have a choice we can make. It's like they get the food now. Granted, he's working. He's technically on the clock, and I'm sure delivery people they can punch out when they want to, unless they're actually working for the restaurant. Um, like any drivers, really, they're their own bosses for the most part. So they can invite him in, or we could go the other angle, because and just have them talk about it. Like Becky kind of needling her, like, hey, he's kind of cute. You gotta, this. So that's where we have it here. Like, okay, she's there. She's knowing how they're working together, how they're interacting. So, okay, which angle do we want to go with? I mean, a lot of times, yeah, you don't invite someone in your house right away like that. That's just a rule of thumb because you don't know the person. So it's possible. I mean, if you do know the person, it may not be appropriate if they're working because you don't want to be a hassle. So we can go with so let's just take the more old fashioned approach in this one. They just kind of, they take the food, thank him, and then they settle down. It's like, okay, let's see here. Typo, I'm telling you. This happens a lot more. You always see the shows, people just sit there and just type and it's all flawless. I don't know what's ever happened to. So if you know them, please send them my way. I'd like to meet them. It's like little annoying things when it pops up or when autocorrect gives you the wrong word or doesn't autocorrect. The one time you want to autocorrect, it doesn't autocorrect. Go figure, right? Okay, this is just want to expand some of my thoughts here. Like I said, I started writing this before, but I'm like, you know what? No, I had a different idea. So that's why I used to handwrite all my stories, all my books. I'd handwrite them all out, and it forced my mind to focus on what I was going to say, so I'd actually get out almost everything I wanted to say, and then when I transcribe it over, it would be my first rewrite. Just my handwriting so bad, it would take me an hour to do 5 pages, and if I had a 300-page novel, just you can do the math. It's not fun. Um, but this is one like I want to avoid, writing on a computer initially because you can space down and have different, and you can almost get overwhelmed with the different ideas. For me, in this case, it works for fine because I had that idea and a notebook. I would just scribble it out, just cross it off fast. No, that's not good. And I might have 2 or 3 lines like that where things just crossed off. Even maybe a paragraph, like this just bad. This just sucks. And just put X over or whatever. Um, so I wanted to do a little different. Okay, so it's like take a little more solo approach. It's like, I mean, Becky is almost does again. It's just how my thoughts on the characters, how they're talking in my head in a way where she's a no nonsense. It's like she sees something, she notices something, get it done. Goal oriented, I guess you could say. Driven. I want to say it. It's like she's not going to say there is no no. It's like she wants results. She wants to get things going. She's under the patience to sit there and wait for things. Um, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe this time, she knows her friend. She doesn't want to be too aggressive with her because her friend might shut down. Her friend's not necessarily passive, but just like a lot of people. If you come right at them, like you come at me or other people, and it's like we immediately get defensive. Our walls go up, our defenses go up, and she's like, okay, we know which of our friends are like that. We usually know how to approach them. That doesn't mean to approach them the right way, but we know how to approach them. So, thinking history, okay, scale it back some, do the solo approach. Like, okay, like the thought process here in a way would be like for Becky would say, Janet's going to have her front door locked of her home. Like, so just saying, her mind's her home. Okay, think of that, it's her house. She's got the front doors locked, the windows locked. She's ready for her friend to try to break in, so to speak, and, try to put forth her idea of who she should be dating. Well, now, sorry, that was Janet's ideas. And Becky, her mind says, okay, she knows, well, Jan's going to have everything locked up front. But if she can sneak around the back, find a side window, the back door, the back window, something like that, find another way to sneak in. See, that's a kind of I remember hearing a metaphor years ago for something like for sales, and it's actually kind of fits perfectly in that one. Because everyone we're ready for the frontal assault. We're ready for someone to come at us and try to convince us, or try to manipulate us, push us, whatever. But that little kneeling, that's where the real artwork can be done, so to speak, when trying to get something accomplished, whether it's a job or work or whatever. Myself, I am not that good at it. I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking. That's just me. I know other stuff would work better, but times I kind of I don't want to play like a overextended checkers game. Just do this. So okay. Try to diffuse her, make her comfortable, get her guard down, and just kind of just getting a couple of good ones in there. Like, okay, you're gonna sit down, they're gonna eat there, so it's away from the TV. Less excuses for Janet to sit there and kind of float off, or play off. Like, oh, did you see that? Or just like trying to ignore Becky. So this way you can actually talk to her, and the thing I show that I can hear where boyfriend is just potential, where she can see them having a great future together, but she wants to. It's like her way of pulling herself back, reining herself in to not push her friends too hard. Almost almost like a silent reminder, I guess you could say. Like that little conscious voice, how some of us love our conscious to be able to go on vacation a few times, but it's like sitting there, kind of chirping away at her, going, well, your friend's not gonna like this. It's like, but I wanna, and that's like almost interior dialogue. So, it's like that was my thought process there, of how I just get a little gap in there, So it's like, she's, being very, she's playing chess. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. Where it might be expecting, like I said, like an extended checkers game. She's playing a chess game. Now, how good she's at chess, that's going to be the whole other aspect. So now it's going to get into, okay, new ground here. How long? How long does she know him? How long does she know the person? It's like sitting there. Okay, are they old friends? Um, are they just acquaintances? For me, I'm thinking that this would be great for them just to be acquaintances. They just they deliver a few times. They might bump into each other on the street. They live in the same area. Nothing, nothing outlandish, nothing too surprising. It's just casual people just bumping into each other, and that's where we can go from that. Just checking the time here. Okay, you got about 10 minutes. It goes, okay, gonna move another segment, and then we can shut it down for the week and look for your thoughts. So let's see. Let's flesh out this idea out some. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not too happy. I'm not really happy with this in a way. I kind of like it because it goes back to the character archetypes. Because again, this is why we wrote this up here because sometimes it changes throughout the story. Like I said, he's kind of write what you feel, and like Becky's a hopeless romantic, so she sees everywhere. She loves soap operas, which in soap operas, everyone's falling in love, everyone's getting married every day. The people like divorce and married 15,000 times. It's a nature show. It's a drama. It's for people to fall in love and live a lavish life and all that. Um, Janet is more reality TV now in game shows. So she's almost is kind of the dynamic in a way. Um, like Becky's romantic, she wants her friend to take a chance because and fall in love because when does it come around? It doesn't always fall right in our laps. You never know what's going to happen. You know, um, but Janet would you almost would think Janet's maybe more of a gambler because the thing what reality TV she watches. Let's say she watches like say Survivor, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, whatever. I mean, it's like, or maybe it's just in general. She's like just watching it for a laugh, just sitting there like, oh, thank God, I don't do that stuff. I mean, that's how we can flesh out. If we're going to get into, we can flesh out a little bit more. The game shows, it's like maybe just likes the competition. It's like not so much a risk taker, but more just likes the competition, likes learning, like say watching Jeopardy, love answering the questions, love sitting there like, ha, I never won that guy, or like say Wheel of Fortune, whatever game shows are out there. They just might just be shameless fun. Like I said, we never really dove into her character because this story is mainly through Becky's point of view. So we know more about Becky, and that's where we pick up the inferences from Janet. And that's where she's like kind of like, no, let's not do this again. So she's not much of a gambler, and when she has taken a chance before, it may not have worked out too well for her. And Becky apparently has a history of this because you know she wants her friend to be happy and in love and have a great romance and everything else. So it's a nice little dynamic in there. I think I'm not happy with this. I might have to change this next week because just something about it doesn't really ring true. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean we're closing in our 30 minutes here. It's about 26 minutes now. So what do you guys think of it so far? I mean, we're making some progress. We are delving more into the characters. We're answering some questions, and again, it's a struggle to keep the characters in mind because we always have different ideas. Like I've had characters go from being sweet and kind one paragraph to being totally vindictive and nasty the next. It's like kind of okay, which one's more fun? Which one feels more natural? Then you got to go back and rewrite the other stuff. That's why we have like the dramatic persona, the descriptions. We kind of can go back and remind us, okay, no, this one is not the a-hole. This one's a nice person, so forth. But yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, it's looking pretty decent. Just depending where we want to go with it, what else we want to accomplish. Want to keep fleshing it out. It's like we'll see how it goes. As always, let me, save this. Here we go. Nico, I can't lose it because I've done that before too. Um, but I mean, yeah, I mean, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Let me know any ideas you might have, or what you think might work. So, what do you think the character is this one, or what does maybe this character should do? I mean, any insights you have, any thoughts you have, let me know. And please like, subscribe, share, and thank you so much for joining me. This is fun. It's like this is our playtime as adults. And if you want to share any stories that you're working on, by all means do. It's like I said, this is just going through the process, sharing the process with everybody. And hopefully all get something out of it. All right. So, all right. Thanks again for joining me, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great week. See you next week. Until then, let your magic just fly. Have a great one, everyone.